Hello, and welcome into Tuesday afternoon's edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin Hicks, and I am your lead beat writer for the Arizona State Sun Devils on SI. And I am so grateful to be joining you today off of the first day of practice for Arizona State football in preparation of the Week 12 battle against West Virginia on Saturday morning. The first morning kickoff in Tempe at Mount America Stadium since 2014 against Washington State, so that obviously does not happen very often at all. But was grateful to be at practice today. Saw some very, very good things from the team despite some more unfortunate news surrounding the program as Kenny Dillingham ruled Xavier Alford out for the season on Monday afternoon. Jordan Tyson probably not going to come back according to Coach Dillingham last week, and it doesn't seem like anything changed from week to week. Otherwise, Jaron Hamilton stepped up in practice, was very sharp again. Probably had his best practice that I've seen in some time. Uh, Malik McLean stepping up. The offensive line and defensive line both looked very sharp. It looked like they were ready from the get go, and that's something that Coach Dillingham said during his presser yesterday, that he had them run a little organized practice, a little 10 period practice on Monday to make sure they were ready to go on Tuesday. And from all accounts, from my point of view, it appeared like as if they were ready, they were prepared. They came in, were sharp, and that's really what we need to see ahead of a game against the surging West Virginia team that is all of a sudden fighting for their bowl lives. It looked as if West Virginia would be, if not the worst Big 12 team this year, maybe one of the worst. The start of the season did not look very good, but now they have a win over the Houston Cougars. They have a win over the Pittsburgh Panthers, two solid football teams. And although the odds are stacked against them, their last two games of the season are against Arizona State and Texas Tech. They have a chance to play for a bowl game, even though the competition is tough. And they're going to be motivated. Rich Rodriguez is playing his first game in Tempe since his final game as the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats in 2017. That's going to be an absolute point of discussion during the week, because last week when I asked Coach Dillingham about Rich Rodriguez, he talked about how many doors he opened for him personally and praised him as a program builder, an innovator, always staying ahead of the curve. And I thought that that was very, very fascinating that Coach Dillingham really did go out of his way to say great. He says great things about every coach, but specifically Rich Rodriguez, who has that interesting history with Arizona State. It's a very intriguing storyline. It is, and that really leads me into discussing. I wanted to focus more so on Jeff Sims going into this week, discussing a little bit of what he said during his media availability, and kind of talking about how Arizona State should use him this week. Um, so starting off, he got asked if he went anywhere, if he regrouped during the bye week, and he said that he stayed home, he watched a couple of movies. Afterwards, he was asked off the script what movies he watched, and he said the entire Marvel series, and that was kind of a cool moment to hear that. He talked about how it was surreal to see his jersey hanging up in the Arizona State Athletics Hall of Fame, how he doesn't really feel like he's quite deserving of that yet, staying as humble as they come. And that's something that I really, really respect from Sims, is that he really puts things in perspective. He said he wasn't worthy of the Hall of Fame inclusion. He talked about how important his family is to him. He credited both Coach Dillingham and Marcus Arroyo once again as really big driving forces as to why he decided to stay at Arizona State despite having some potential offers to start elsewhere. He really credited his faith with helping him stay grounded during challenging times. Uh, he talked about how his rapport with receivers like Jalen Moss, Shimon Mateer, and his close friend Malik McClain has made it easier on him. He seemed excited about the 11 a.m. start time this Saturday. Get out there, play football, then get out after that and enjoy the rest of my day. That was kind of his mindset. And I think Jeff Sims is a great interview. He always has something positive to say. He is very reflective, even if his answers are short. He stays humble. He really puts others before himself. And that's something that I really, really respect out of him. And excited to talk to him 2 more times this season, at least 2 more times. So that kind of leads me into discussing what Arizona State should do in terms of utilization of Sims this week. Coach Dillingham said that essentially they ran him more than they would have liked to against Iowa State because of the inclement weather. But it looks like there's going to be inclement weather in Tempe this Saturday, and that could throw a major, major wrench into the plans of Arizona State. I think as of this morning, there was I think it was a 90% chance of rain on Saturday morning. I'm going to have to check to make sure that that's the same as it was earlier. But apparently there's a chance for rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So he might be playing in rainy conditions again. I don't think that changes the game plan too much because the offense is tailored specifically to him now. The ASU coaching staff did a really, really good job of putting him in the 2010 Cam Newton-esque role where power run, RPO, find receivers on quick routes. If you don't have the first read, extend the play. The receiver will get schemed open, kind of ordeal, and he did a very, very good job in that, even in the rain. He hit Malik McClain, Jalen Moss, and Shimon Mateer, like I said. All 3 of them had great games. He was able to create plays with his legs, even outside the 88-yard touchdown run. I believe outside the 88-yard touchdown run, though, he ran 28 times for 130 yards. That's still over 4 yards a carry, so he was able to make 4 yards a carry means a first down every 3 downs if you keep on opting to do the power run every 3 plays. So I think they really need to continue to do the same thing that they did last week or 2 weeks ago against Iowa State. If it's not broken, don't fix it. West Virginia's run defense is really, really good. That is something that has to be taken into account. But they haven't faced an offense like Arizona State's. I mean, facing off against an injured Sam Levitt is one thing. He's still using his legs injured, but it's not quite the same. Jeff Sims is a completely different issue to deal with for them specifically. The defense did a great job against TCU, but Josh Hoover's not really a mobile quarterback. They struggle with Connor Wegman, who is a mobile quarterback. They struggle with Julian Lewis, who didn't do a whole lot running the ball, but he did a great job throwing it, and I feel like Jeff Sims is kind of the best of both worlds there. I think that it's a less than optimal matchup for Rich Rodriguez. It will be a tough game, but Jeff Sims is absolutely going to be an X factor no matter what way you spin it, and it will be very, very fascinating to see how things unfold. Thank you so much for tuning in today to Tuesday's edition of the Sun Devils Insider podcast, and I will see you with an episode on Wednesday afternoon. Thank you so much.